and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. I hope you're well. My name is DaShanna, and in today's video I am talking to you all about my symptoms before I got that BFP. And if you don't know what that means, it just means that big fat positive. So I documented my entire pregnancy here on this channel, and you can join in and watch and catch yourself up. And I wanted to dedicate today's video to all of the symptoms that I felt well before I found out I was pregnant. I'm doing this video because it has been a year, exactly 1 year since I found out I was pregnant. Now I'm gonna look myself. I gave birth to a baby girl, baby Nova, 4 months ago, and I have been hearing about so many people who announced their pregnancies over the winter holiday, folks who decided to wait until the new year, 2021, with this amazing news that they've shared. I also have some personal friends who have shared with me that they are pregnant, and yeah, let's just get into this video. I'm gonna be sharing all of the symptoms that I experienced from the point that I was pregnant up until the point that I found out. And then I'm going to be sharing with you some tips that I would recommend during this time, because you all know most folks don't share that they're pregnant until a few weeks down the line. So those first few weeks can be kind of isolating. You're excited, you have this news, but you're not telling anyone. And I want to share some tips about how to navigate that time. But let's go ahead and get into my symptoms. Okay, so there were 3 main symptoms that I experienced before I got that big fat positive pregnancy test. The first one that I will share is for about 3 nights in a row, I remember I just could not sleep. I was waking up at the same time every single day without my alarm clock, and it was around the 2 o'clock, like 2:30 time frame, and I would just be awake for the rest of the morning, like all the way up until I needed to go to work. So I thought it was kind of strange because my body typically doesn't wake me up that early, 1, and then 2, I like my sleep. I like my sleep, so I typically don't just randomly wake up like that, and if I do, I'm always usually able to go back to sleep. So being awake from 2 a.m. to the next time I go to bed was a lot, but I recognized it as something that was strange, and in retrospect, I was pregnant. The second symptom that I experienced that I didn't know at the time, but I figured out was a pregnancy symptom, was the fact that I was burning hot. I was hot, and I'm never hot unless it's like dead of summer, but I am typically a very like cold person temperature wise, and I just remember feeling really warm, just warm on the inside, warm everywhere. I was like, it's hot, I need to take off all these clothes. And the kicker here is that my husband was cold. I would say I was hot, he said he was cold. That never happens. Never happens. He is very warm, like warm-blooded. He's always very warm, and the fact that I was hot and he wasn't, and in fact he was cold, that doesn't happen. So in retrospect, that was a pregnancy symptom for me. The third pregnancy symptom that I experienced that I didn't know at the time was a pregnancy symptom was vertigo. I have never in my life experienced vertigo, but in these first 3 weeks, I experienced it twice. So I found out on exactly the 4th week, the day that I missed my period, I knew something was up, and I took a pregnancy test, and you can watch that video. It's actually quite hilarious. I'll link it in the iCards as well as in the description below. But I knew something was up, but I didn't necessarily know that I was pregnant. It's a whole thing. Check out that video. I had vertigo, and I had it once at home before it was time to go to work. So it was really early in the morning after not being able to sleep, right? Because I was waking up at like 2 a.m. and I thought it had something to do with that, like I wasn't getting enough sleep. And if you all don't know what vertigo is, I'll put like a little description of it here, but it's essentially, for me, I felt like I was spinning, but nothing was happening, like there was no earthquake, like nothing was going on. I was sitting completely still, and I just remember like the room feeling like this, and it was so weird. I noted it down. The second time that I had vertigo was actually at work. So the first time before work, second time at work. And I was sitting at my desk and it did it again. Like, it just felt like the room was circling, and it made me extremely dizzy and extremely nauseous. So I guess that's like a fourth one slipped in there. I'm never typically nauseous, and the room was spinning. So I remember waiting it out a little bit, but then I started not to feel well. So I told my supervisor, and I was able to just go home for the rest of the day. But that had never happened before, and it turns out that was a pregnancy symptom. Let's get into some tips. So whether you just got your BFP, you're waiting for your BFP, or you are in this period of waiting until you reach a certain week marker before you tell your loved ones, friends, and family, I want to share with you that I know exactly what you're feeling right now. When I found out I was pregnant, I was so super excited, and I wanted to like scream it from the mountaintops. But on the same token, I was terrified. I was afraid that something negative or something bad was going to happen, quite honestly. I prayed my entire pregnancy that things went smoothly and that everything was okay. I, for one, didn't have my first appointment until I was like 8 weeks pregnant. I went in for the like confirmation of the pregnancy and things like that, where they gave me a pregnancy test, but other than that, I had to wait. During this time, I think it is very important that you, one, here's my first tip, is journal. Keep a log of how you're feeling. Keep a log of new symptoms that you're experiencing. You can kind of do it in journal form or list form. I did it in my phone, like in the notes section, but it's really cool to look back on, to just really take a look at what your body is doing. It helps you to get more in tune with your body. And also it can help later on if anyone that you know, friends or family or otherwise, get pregnant. You can kind of relate to them. It's like, oh my gosh, I remember when I was 8 weeks, this is exactly what I was feeling. And you can relate to them on another level. But I think it's really important to somehow document, especially if you're a first-time parent, especially during this time of what feels kind of like isolation. You have this really big secret, but you're not telling anyone. Write it down. My second tip is communicate with your partner, or if there is no partner, communicate with yourself about your boundaries and how you want to share information and who you want to share that information with. It is so important that you have a plan, because as soon as you start to share information, people may feel entitled to more information. They may ask you more questions. They may give you advice. That's a whole nother video in and of itself, is the advice that people will give. But if you have a conversation with yourself or even with your partner about how you want to navigate those conversations beforehand, it makes it that much easier. You feel like you're set in your decision. You and your partner know how to move forward. If a question is asked, you know what? We're actually not going to be sharing the sex of our baby until whenever you decide that.
Thank you so much for your love and support. The name is going to be a surprise.
You know, just you have the ability to make those decisions beforehand, so you're not caught off guard. People ask so many questions, and if you know what you want to share and what you don't and when you want to share it, that just makes it that much easier. And that kind of is around setting your boundaries for yourself and for your family that you are growing or starting. My third tip is similar to that, but it's to enjoy the calm. So in these weeks right now where you might be pregnant and you're still super early on, you're probably stumbling upon this video right now, so don't forget to subscribe. But you're probably looking at videos like this to see what other people were experiencing. So enjoy the calm, take it all in, connect with yourself and the pregnancy if you can, and just enjoy it, because as soon as you break the news to whomever it is that you're going to share that you're pregnant, a lot is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of questions, a lot of requests for information, a lot of doctor's appointment, a lot of things happening from all over, and you kind of just don't get that calm back, I guess. Like this, now that I think about it, those first few weeks that I didn't tell anybody it was so cool. It was like I had this secret that no one else was in on, and it was just my husband and I, and it was really cool. So enjoy the calm. And my last tip that I'll share with you in this video is protect your peace. Protect your peace. Girl, protect your peace. I cannot stress how important it is, not only as a pregnant person, but a health educator and a doula. Your peace is so important because the stress, all of that tension can build up in your body, and it can manifest itself in ways that are not conducive to maybe the type of pregnancy that you want. And one of the things that you can control, because pregnancy is one of those things where you're like, I feel so out of control, is to really kind of protect your own peace. That goes with that setting of those boundaries, right? You have to have those conversations with yourself and with your partner, and also knowing what are triggers for you, or what are things that upset you, or things that you need to stop ingesting, whether that's media, whether that's news, whether that's always being on social media, whether that's certain music, whatever it is that kind of incites certain feelings for you that don't make you feel good. Cut it out. Cut all of it out and protect your eye gate, protect your ear gate. Really be conscious of the things that you are consuming, because it does have an effect on our bodies. I believe that wholeheartedly. I was pregnant during an entire pandemic. I was pregnant during a time of quarantine and isolation. I was pregnant during a time of unrest as it related to racial injustice and police brutality. All of these things were going on. People were posting these videos that are just horrible, and I couldn't bring myself to watch them, and I decided that I was going to protect myself. I was going to protect my pregnancy, my baby, and my husband. I wanted to make sure that we were strong as a unit, and we weren't going too far with feelings of anger, or feelings of upset, or feelings of just mad. Like, I felt those things, but at a point I was just like, you know what? I'm focused on this pregnancy and turning inward to really find peace, because let me tell you, people will try you and it's really important to protect your peace. So those are my tips. If you are watching this and you are pregnant, congratulations. You probably have told maybe one or two other people right now, but I want to be the third person to tell you congratulations. This is going to be such an awesome experience for you. I wish you the best. I wish you a wonderful pregnancy. I am praying for you. If you are watching this and you know me personally, thank you so much for watching. If you are watching and you are pregnant and you know me personally, I love you. Reach out, text me, DM me, call me. I'm always here for you. This is my ish right here. I love talking about pregnancy and all things baby and birth. So holla at your girl. If you are waiting for your BFP, if you are waiting for your positive pregnancy test, if you are waiting for your rainbow baby, I am sending all of the sticky baby dust your way. I wish all the best for you along your TTC journey and trying to conceive. If you want to know anything else about my pregnancy, if I can answer any questions for you, don't be afraid to leave them down in the comments below. I read and respond to every single comment that I receive. I am just so happy to be able to share a different part of my journey with you. Oh, I'm just so excited for all of you. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my very next video. And don't forget to subscribe if you made it this far in the video. Go ahead and leave me the baby bump emoji. Leave me the baby bump emoji if you've made it this far in the video down in the comments, and I will see you there. As always, remember to fill your cup.